Hey everyone. Once Jahangir visited a temple in Agra. He took his grandsons Dara Shikoh and Aurangzeb along for the visit. While Dara had no issues visiting the temple with their grandfather, Aurangzeb, a young kid at that time, refused to enter the temple, saying it would make him a kafir, a non-believer, and it was blasphemy for him to enter a temple. Today, let's know about the connection between Jahangir and Hindu temples. Let's start the video, but before that, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Jahangir tried to convince the kid Aurangzeb to come inside the temple, but Aurangzeb simply refused and Jahangir left Aurangzeb outside and went inside with his other grandkid to offer prayers. Jahangir had puja offered and then went outside and Aurangzeb was waiting for him. Jahangir was so angry at Aurangzeb's attitude during the temple visit that he came back and called Shah Jahan, his son, and complained about Aurangzeb's behavior in the temple. But Aurangzeb never changed his attitude and remained defiant and disliked anything to do with Hinduism or any other religion. Shah Jahan himself is an Orthodox Muslim from a young age. That had more to do with his being adopted and brought up by Ruqayya Begum, Akbar's first wife, than his parents Jodha Bai and Prince Salim. Akbar had handed over Prince Khurram aka Shah Jahan to Ruqayya for upbringing as a 4-day-old baby. Only later on in his life, in his mid-40s, did Shah Jahan become liberal and allowed Diwali and holy celebrations in Delhi Fort. The change occurred because Dara Shikoh showed an inclination towards Hinduism, Sufism and even Sikhism. Shah Jahan's favorite son was Dara Shikoh, so the father just had to become more liberal to accommodate his loving son's interest in Hindu religion and Sufism. Otherwise, for most of his life, even Shah Jahan remained an Orthodox Muslim rather than a follower of many religions like his father Jahangir or grandfather Akbar. Jahangir was born to a Rajput princess Hira Kanwari. Although he practiced Islam and to some extent Deen-e-Ilahi, his father Akbar's religion, he had no issues in participating in various other religious practices or going to their temples. The British felt he was an atheist because he had Jesus and Mary pictures in his bedroom and also had a Persian version of the Bhagavad Gita in his bedroom. Thomas Roe felt he was a Muslim when required and Hindu at other times. William Finch wrote that he was a Christian sometimes. Some felt he was a Jain at other times because he loved to hold discussion with Jadrub Gosain, the Jain Muni, in his ant mound, that is, in the forest. Jahangir celebrated Holi, Diwali, Raksha Bandhan and Dasera in Agra Fort. He also celebrated Christmas and Easter with Christians in court and visited churches in Delhi, Lahore and Agra. He celebrated the Parsi festival of Nowruz with fervor in his palace. He was multi-religious in celebrating various religious functions in his palace. Indeed, he was so impressed with Jainism as a religion that he converted to Jainism and called himself Jagat Guru and his chief consort Jodha Bai as Jagat Gosain. However, converting to Jainism did not stop him from following Islam and Hindu rituals and celebrating various religious festivities. All the ambassadors of other countries and his courtiers were confused about which religion he practiced or belonged to. Many temples had been destroyed in wars and raids by the Mughals and other invaders in India. One such temple was a temple dedicated to Sri Krishna in Vrindavan and Mathura. When Jahangir became emperor, he made Bir Singh Bundela the ruler of Orchha in 1605. Bir Singh asked Jahangir's permission to build a temple for Lord Sri Krishna in Vrindavan, Mathura. The Krishna temple at Mathura was destroyed by Sikandar Lodhi in the 16th century. Lodhi also prohibited bathing in the Yamuna river by Hindus, shaving their heads or doing any Hindu rituals on the banks. Jahangir was not only permitted to build the temple but paid 33 lakhs to Bir Singh Bundela to build this temple. He also removed all restrictions that were in place before at Mathura for Hindus. Jahangir's mother, Hira Kanwari, the wife of Akbar, was a great devotee of Sri Krishna. Even Prince Dara Shikoh, son of Shah Jahan, had presented a carved stone railing to the temple during his visit there. But it was removed on orders of Aurangzeb in 1666. Aurangzeb demolished the entire Keshav Rai temple in 1670. How Bir Singh Bundela became close to Jahangir aka Prince Salim is an interesting story. Prince Salim had great issues with Abul Fazl and hated him for long. Abul Fazl was a chronicler and friend of Akbar, and Akbar trusted his words very much, more than Salim too. Once, Akbar got very unwell when Salim was in their early 20s. Fazl suggested that Prince Salim may have poisoned him, and Akbar chided his son. Prince Salim left the room in tears. Later, it was found that Akbar was given stale dead animal meat that made him very sick. Another time, Akbar told Salim to get the women of the family to Kashmir. It was snowing heavily and blizzards and landslides were taking place. So Salim left the women halfway and went to inform Akbar that he would get them to Kashmir after the weather was better. Abul Fazl said it was Salim's duty to follow Akbar's orders and not decide what to do himself. Akbar got furious with Salim and slammed him in front of all courtiers and commanders. Salim got so upset at this open humiliation that he did not come out of his tent full day, even for meals. There were other incidents too that made Salim hate Abul Fazl. So when he rebelled against Akbar in 1599, Abul Fazl started speaking against his rebellion in court and the fact that Salim was unfit to ascend the Mughal throne. That infatuated Salim, so he called a chieftain of Orchha, Bir Singh Bundela, and told him that if he killed Fazl, he would reward him with lots of money. Bir Singh Bundela carried out his orders and sent his head to Salim in Allahabad fort. Akbar was very angry at Salim and attacked Orchha and took it under his control in 1604. Bir Singh Bundela and his family went into hiding. Finally, in 1605, when Akbar died, Salim became emperor and made Bir Singh Bundela king of Orchha. When Bir Singh Bundela became king of Orchha, he asked permission to build the Keshav Rai temple in Vrindavan, Mathura. Jahangir granted permission and gave a sum of 33 lakhs for building the temple. It was one of the most magnificent temples built in Mathura. Aurangzeb had grave issues not only with Hindu religious practices, but he disliked Jahangir, his grandfather, because of various incidents. He ordered the demolition of the temple in 1670. Well, that's it for today. I hope you're liking Nerdy's discoveries. Can't wait for the next video to learn more and be fascinated about. See you on the next. Bye.